Hello Slapafish community and welcome back to another World of Tanks console video. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you an old replay. Now this is actually my replay. It's on my old channel. If you go here and yeah, I got a whole bunch of videos that are like 7 years old. I do not have access to this channel anymore and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you this one. Well, it's AMX Chaffee versus E100. Anyway, when was this? This was... when did I publish this? February 13, 2017. I believe that's exactly when this video actually came also, this is before I switched to colorblind mode, and there's a lot of things in this replay I want to show you. First of all, Siegfried line. Voila. And this is how the game used to load up with the old game music. And when I load into the... I'll explain that when we load in. So yeah. And yeah. This is how the game was. 2017. Did I say 2017? Yeah, this is 2017. I'm playing my AMX Chaffee. I'm actually in a platoon with 2 others. Now, we're going to pause right here. People complain about the matchmaker now. The matchmaker before. I miss this matchmaking. Trust me, I do. Anybody that played in this matchmaking does actually miss it. Now, what do you say? Okay, let's look through here. The AMX 1375. Well, that's still a tier 7. The Bulldog is a tier 7 on here. This is when it still had its 10-shot autoloader. The AMX CLC BIS is in a tier 10 match. When it's a tier 5. It's because it's in a platoon with a tier 8 and 2 tier 7s. So yeah. And as you can see, these 2 tier 7 light tanks were not in a platoon because light tank matchmaking was 3 tiers up. 1 tier down, 3 tiers up. So basically, if you were a tier 7, the lowest you would... If you were a tier 7 light tank, the lowest tier you would see is tier 6. You would never be top tier in your light tank. And the highest tier that you would see is tier 10. So this is like a normal match for a tier 7 light tank back in those days. And also, when you were in a platoon, it didn't matter what tier, as long as you were able to play up to a certain tier with those tanks. Like, that's why the AMX CLC BIS is in a platoon with a Pershing, a T-29, and a T-20. 2 tier 7s, a tier 8, and a tier 5. Now, the AMX Chaffee is actually the exception to this match. This is actually a normal match for the AMX Chaffee, because the AMX Chaffee was a very special light tank. It was a tier 6 light tank that played up 4 tiers. The lowest it could meet is tier 5, and the highest it could meet is tier 10. So this is, if I was in a platoon during this match, I would still get into a tier 10 match. Actually, you were almost guaranteed with the AMX Chaffee to always get into a tier 10 match. So, yeah. And in my platoon, there's a tier 6, a 7, and an 8. Something I wish was still a thing. And at the very beginning of this match, we're going to do some platoon stuff. Messing around. Anyway, stuff I miss where you can actually put different tiers in platoons, which was great. Like, if you didn't have a tier 10, let's say your platoon mates wanted to play tier 10s. You didn't have a tier 10, you could pick a tier 9, a tier 8, or a tank that would actually play at the tier 10, like the AMX Chaffee, or any tier 7 light tanks. Now, actually, we put tier 4s into tier 10s because of how the AMX Chaffee and how the platoon system would rank us. Anyway. But I'm doing dumb stuff here. It's fine. Also, this was like a long time ago. This is when I first started playing. So you're definitely going to see me making a lot of mistakes. I don't have 6th Sense. Actually, I only have 1 skill in this crew, which is Mentor. And I also don't have camouflage on this tank. And now I know that the AMX Chaffee actually doesn't have a lot of ammunition, so I'm not. And I fired a lot of it. Also, as you can see, game chat is going. And these little ridge lines, like these little dragon teeth, I think they are. Tank teeth? I don't remember what they are. Right now, they have invisible walls on them. But before, you could actually climb over them. I didn't, when I hit one, I didn't hit invisible wall, I hit the actual thing. So yeah, this is World of Tanks 2017. Where a tier 6 light tank could get in tier 10 matchmaking, and it would just do great. This is how light tanks were. Light tanks literally were always bottom tier. You were never top tier in a light tank. And you didn't mind, because your light tank was just... Because you were never supposed to penetrate the targets. You were just only supposed to spot them. And stuff like that. And also annoying tier 10s. I'm actually going to probably reload right here. And also by this time, I do know that there is a button to reload. I used to just switch ammunition. Now I'm going to load my 12 premium rounds for the E100. Also, I can't really show you at a higher quality because 720p is the highest I uploaded, because that's how high my PS4 would record at the time. Now, I get shot by the Bulldog, and I instantly pop my repair kit, and all consumables were a one-time use back then. And I'm pumping all my premium rounds into a Bulldog. Mess up that shot. Boom, it goes low, and I'm down to 9 hit points. But the Bulldog is dead. Now I'm going to actually reload and put some premium rounds into the back of the E100 that's literally paying me absolutely no attention. Because why? I don't know. He's paying attention now. Now this one's going to damage the fuel tanks, and I actually purposely aimed in the exact same spot with my auto aim for a fire, because I knew even at that time if I hit the fuel tanks again, it would light him on fire. Now, my standard rounds are actually not going to penetrate the C100, no matter where I aim. Actually, there's a couple places where I could have aimed, but I don't know about them at this point in time. Stuff like that. Yeah. Also, back then, lag. I always played with lag. There was like a 4 or 5 month period I could not play because my internet was just so sucky. And as you can see, I'm having little lag spurts right here against this 57 heavy. And it's probably why I died of the 57 heavy. And these little lag spurts are getting me. And I die. Now, I'm actually going to skip to... Also, you're going to hear a little bit of game chat. Hear a little bit of game chat for a bit. And I used to... Sometimes I would skip the medals, like slapping down, and it was great. I kind of miss it. Yeah, this is February 13th, 2017, and this was my very last match of the night. And I'm also going to show you the garage and stuff. Just checking out an older replay. And crew promotion, we don't have those anymore. As you can see, I got 1800 base experience, because when you shoot higher tier tanks, you get more XP for shooting higher tier tanks. Now we're going to go back to the garage. Just a couple of things here. 2017 Tank Bowl Champions. Yeah. 5-man platoon. There's 2 more slots right here. There's a slot there. There's a slot there. If you look down here in the bottom right, it says server North America East. Back then, the North America server used to be 2 different servers. The East server and the West server. Now, was it a good idea back then? I mean, for some players, actually. People that played in Australia, like Pills, got to connect to the West server. But as you can see, there's 4,679 people on the East server at that point in time. Between the two North American servers, there was only 5,623 at 10 p.m. Yeah, at 10 p.m. How many are there in total right now? And it is currently, like, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. How many people are on the server? 5,200? Anyway. Yeah, I only have quick learner. Mentor. That's what it used to be called. But yeah. That kind of scrolls down memory lane and stuff like that. And showing you how the game used to be back then. And showing you the matchmaking of old World of Tanks that I do miss. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember Slapafish because watch that, and peace out. See ya.